First up today, we are delving into some significant improvements that will have you on the tip of your seat. Few outrageous speculations regarding Jana Duggar's word. She might be on the street and bearing a due date in January 2025. Though there is chatter among the fans, is any accuracy to this, or is it simply another Duggar family rumor? We're come to break all down. Next, we are closely examining new $1.90 from Jeremy Vuolo and Jinger Duggar. Millions of homes in Los Angeles. Everyone's wondering how they could afford such opulence. Lifestyle, we will investigate their possibilities, revenue sources, and observe their behavior, bringing it to pass in the City of Angels. Then we are catching up with Jana Duggar, once again as she adjusts to wedded living. She's been sharing with Steven Wisman uncommon peeks into her house makeover, traveling in Nebraska, and we have the recent on that lovely anniversary post. Then the large fixer-upper projects they are engaging, and at last we are throwing it back to 2014 for a deserving moment at a Duggar book signing. We'll review the Duggar Kids Bible, verse signatures, and some weird habits. Have supporters chatting, so stay around at. We disassemble everything right here on the Fame. Make sure you like, subscription, and hit that bell lets you not miss all today's most recent developments. We are going into some wild speculations based on flying about Jana Duggar. Based on recent buzz has reports that Jan is expecting a due date in. This has sent supporters in January 2025. This has detractors into a frenzy, but plenty are wondering whether there any truth to these assertions or whether this is merely another fictitious narrative of the Duggar family. Let's break it everything and observe what truly. Following the whispers regarding Jana Duggar planning to have a baby with a due date in January 2025 grabbed the very fast concern of both Duggar supporters and snarkers. Some conjecture that should this be true, it would advise her and her spouse, Steven Wisman, imagine the infant nicely before to their August family wedding, deeply ingrained in traditional values as this would definitely be a Duggar large scandal, causing difficulty for many to think. Fans were fast to highlight the contradictions in these stories. For one, if Jana were due in indeed January, would be around 5 months pregnant by now, most definitely displaying a baby bump. Still, in all most current pictures of Jana, there is no obvious bulge to support the concept. Many supporters understood personally. Stories like one commenter who also due in January said, "I'm 5'6". Her pre-pregnancy weighed 125 pounds. There is no height this belly at 5 months along. Still, another major red flag on baby timing. Expected in January would have been thought of long before Jana and far before April or May. Steven even became engaged, let alone married. Yet it's not unusual for couples challenging convention, particularly in a family like the Duggar. Such a discovery would have startled their community, and with how closely people are observing Jan's every action, surely there would have been obvious indicators by now, especially at her wedding. One observer noticed that her wedding gown wasn't especially free, which meant it unusual she was concealing a pregnancy. But what really calls questions about these rumors is the source of the material. Apparently, a baby registry housed under the Janet Duggar's name sprang up around the wedding period that many seem to be headed to think someone might be aiming at construct a prank or profit from the Duggar family's reputation. Sharpie enthusiasts pointed out that Jana would find no logic in using her maiden name on such a registration, and considering the snark count out there, the couple most likely would use more care to maintain such specifics. Personal, as one fan mentioned, this isn't revealed by logical deduction. Her child, even without any reliable proof, the internet as what it is. Some still think there could be some truth to the legends. Might Jana be keeping her pregnancy secret? Might be a situation involving mistaken identification with another Jana who is confused for her? Or is this only one more illustration of individuals acting as actual celebrities? Ultimately, for focus, it seems that the speculations of pregnancy related to Janet Duggars are nothing more than a fake, a mix of imitation and speculation. Registries looking to stir up drama, even though news always excites me. Breaks concerning a Duggar pregnancy that is vital to doubt the sources and consider the evidence closely, or lacks such what do you suppose to be present? Any likelihood these rumors are accurate or otherwise? This only another instance of individuals attempting to profit from the Duggar name. Drop your ideas in the notes under next. We are delving into the subject on everybody's thinking. How might Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo pays their fresh 1.9 million Los Angeles homes? The latest announcements of their opulent house purchase has piqued the interest of followers and supporters, especially in light of the cost tag. So, where does all that money come from? Let's dissect their possible income sources and observe their handling of them. Live really big in the City of Angels. Jinger, new house valued by Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo at about $2 million have drawn questions, not only with regard to cost, but also owing to its former owner, the seminary college Jeremy studies at. But let's avoid being overly preoccupied with that. The main concern is how are these related? They could afford such a costly item. Property. Well, the response can be less startling than you could imagine. Jinger, once known as a reality TV celebrity on 19 Children and Counting, has become a means of talented speaker and influencer author, having almost 1.4 million Instagram accounts. Followers of Jinger's social media output just may be making big money. Wages. Influencers supposedly of her caliber can readily make $10,000 for a sponsored Instagram to $155,000. Top of that, Jinger's book, income from realizing freedom, absolutely, and possible income via podcast advertising are hardly little sums either. Together, these income sources could sum to a six-figure pay. But let's not overlook regarding her speaking engagements. Multiple times, writers and public personalities charge hefty costs to show up at events or conferences. Jinger can be generating anywhere from between $3,000 and $25,000 every appearance, depending on the location and audience. Some approximations indicate that with simply, she could only make few visits annually, pleasantly make six figures without working hard. When you tally the book promotions on social media cooperative efforts, Jinger's yearly salary from speaking engagements gets really significant. Just as for Jeremy, his work in Los Angeles include his responsibilities within ministry and potential engagement in nearby churches most certainly helps to determine their whole income. While some supporters guess about the range of Jeremy's income, the reality that the couple was given approval for a $1.52 millions of mortgages imply that they sent the bank strong financial data, may be supported by Jinger's social life, media success, and Jeremy's output in the ministerial. The couple's financial decisions, though, have spurred a controversy. While they most certainly made a good profit auctioning their former houses, which they paid $830,000 for and sold for $899,000, still unresolved issues regarding their equity level as well as their level up they laid down on the recently purchased new house claimed that they dropped $380,000, but did their joint income from several businesses justify such huge mortgage? Living in a high-cost area like that is not little, especially for those with great income, have been fast to comment with some compliments their financial achievements and others challenging the sustainability over long terms of their way of life. Some even fault Jeremy, charging him with depending too much on Jinger's impact and revenue. Notwithstanding the review, it is obvious that Jinger